Today, we're going to follow 5 of 5 figures: a Djembe drummer, a Maasai Moran, a woman adorned with coral beads, a Simbingo player, and finally, a masked Zaouli dancer. Through these spirits, we explore some of the African traditions they embody, each one a thread in the vibrant fabric of the Hollywood movie, Sinners. At the centre of it all stands Preacher Boy Sammie, a young bluesman with a voice that pierces through the edge of time and space. As he strums his guitar and lets his soul pour out in song, something extraordinary happens. The room seems to pulse, the walls shimmer, and for a moment, time itself cracks open. 5 musical figures from across the African continent step into the space, their presence a mix of multiple musical traditions that stretch back centuries. They are not uninvited guests. They are ancestors, spirits, summoned by Sammie's music to tell a story of the power and beauty of music. But what stories? Watch on to discover more. And if you love such deep lore, supernatural battles, and untold African legends, hit the subscribe button.
As we have established in the previous episodes on Timbuktu Tales, whose links you will find in the description, the movie Sinners is based on a multitude of African traditions. The smokestack twins are inspired by Yoruba traditions relating to twins, who are known as Ibeji. The twins are manifestations of the same soul, with smoke representing the careful and calculated half, whereas stack represents the more adventurous half. Their dynamic is the heartbeat of the story. Annie, on the other hand, is based on Hoodoo priestesses who have a deep understanding not only of the spirits, but also traditional medicine that heals. She has the best understanding of the vampires, and, without her quick interventions, neither Smoke nor Sammie would have survived that fateful night of the attack. Annie is the ultimate hero of the story, and, in the end, she gets to reunite with both Smoke and their baby in the spiritual realm. On his part, Preacher Boy Sammie is based on the griots of Mande cultures, powerful musicians and storytellers. As Delta Slim tells him, the blues music that Sammie plays has origins on the African continent. The melodies he strings and plays have deep spiritual power that he unleashes on the night of the attack. His music and the stories they hold are so enchanting that they are capable of piercing the veil between the living and the dead. This is precisely why Remmick, the centuries-old Irish vampire, furiously hunts down Sammie. Remmick wants to use Sammie's musical powers to reconnect with his long-dead friends and family. He wants to use the sounds that Sammie produces to break the barrier between life and death, just as Sammie does when he channels multiple African ancestors into the Juke joint on that fateful night. Once Delta Slim has adequately warmed up the crowd, he welcomes Preacher Boy Sammie to take the stage. Sammie grabs his beloved guitar. He starts slow, just vibing, jamming. He strums the strings, hums a little, then starts singing in a deep voice that ignites the spirits of all present. The people dance as Preacher Boy Sammie sings on, singing about how much he loves the blues, singing his joy at the sound of the blues. The people dance on. The whole dance floor is jammed as Sammie serenades the crowd. Then, something astonishing happens. Out of nowhere, people from a different time and place join in the crowd. Preacher Boy Sammie's singing opens a portal that ushers in people from different African traditions. They join into the party, and, with their presence, we are ushered into the world of ancestors. The ancestors that influence the sound of the blues music that Sammie sings. So, who are these ancestors that Preacher Boy Sammie summons using his guitar on the opening night at the Juke joint? What cultures do these people represent? Well, for the juicy answers, walk with us through this amazing gallery across time and space as we explore 5 of the people that come into the space to join the ill-fated party. Let's travel back in time to a sweltering night in 1932. It is deep in the Mississippi Delta, southern USA. We are at a new club owned by the Smokestack twins. The air is thick with the scent of whiskey and sweat, and the Juke joint is alive with the hum of voices, clinking glasses, and the raw energy of a crowd hungry for music. At the center of it all stands Preacher Boy Sammie, a young bluesman with a voice that carries pierces through the edge of time and space. As he strums his guitar and lets his soul pour out in song, he opens a portal to ancestors that walk us through a musical journey of epic proportions. Our journey begins with the heartbeat of the room, a djembe drummer. He moves through the crowd, his dreadlocks swinging, his flowing red gowns catching the dim light of the juke joint. He drums on, walking through the crowd as if giving a personal touch to everyone whom he drums next to. In a way, he looks very much like Baba Sissoko, the great drummer from Mali. The djembe is a goblet-shaped drum carved from a single piece of wood and topped with goat skin. In West African traditions, particularly among the Mandinka people of Mali, Senegal, and Guinea, the djembe is a sacred tool, its rhythms carrying messages across villages, calling communities to gather in peace. The name of the instrument means, "Everyone gather together in peace." Drumming in African culture is not just music, it's a language. It tells stories of harvests, battles, and births, preserving history in its cadence. The drummer's red attire, vibrant and bold, reflects the sacred role of musicians in many African societies, where they are revered as historians and spiritual guides. As he moves through the crowd, his rhythm seems to pull Sammie's song deeper, grounding it in the ancient pulse of Africa. In the juke joint, as Preacher Boy Sammie's voice rises, the drummer's beat syncs with the blues, creating a bridge between the Mississippi Delta and the savannas of West Africa. Each slap of the drummer's hand against the taut skin sends a ripple through the air, a sound that speaks of joy, mourning, celebration, and warning. It wouldn't be too far-fetched to imagine that with each strike of the drum echoes the warning that this peaceful gathering will soon be disrupted by Remmick when he and his vampires finally arrive. But the drummer is not alone. As his drum beats reverberate, a woman steps forward, her head adorned with intricate, red coral beads that gleam like embers in the firelight. She carries herself with regal grace, her presence commanding attention. She raises her hands and dances quickly to the beat, gracefully occupying the scene. The woman's headgear appears to be of either Igbo, Edo, or Yoruba origin. In Igbo, Edo, and Yoruba societies, all of them mainly found in southern Nigeria, red coral beads hold significant cultural and spiritual value. These beads, often worn by royalty, traditional rulers, and during weddings, represent prestige, wealth, and spiritual protection. Red coral beads not only symbols of wealth and power, but are also believed to possess magical charms that protect those who wear them from dangers such as those posed by Remmick. Such beads have been treasured for centuries and are often passed down through generations as heirlooms. The rarity in the oceans, combined with the intricate craftsmanship involved in processing them, made red corals treasured goods across an ancient coastal routes stretching deep inland. In traditional Igbo, Edo, and even Yoruba communities, only titled men and women, those who had earned high social and spiritual ranks, could wear such elaborate beadwork. The woman in the juke joint, with her coral crown, embodies this legacy. Her beads catch the light as she sways to Sammie's music, her movements echoing elaborate dances performed at Igbo festivals, where women of status celebrate community and continuity. As she sways in the juke joint, her coral beads link Sammie's blues to the Igbo concept of Yoruba, the personal spirit that guides one's destiny, a force as enduring as the music itself. Next, a deep hum fills the air, a sound that seems to rise from the earth itself. Standing right behind Preacher Boy, Sammie is a tall, slender figure bobbing up and down, producing a deep guttural hum. This tall man, draped in red shuka cloth, his throat vibrating with a polyphonic chant, is a Maasai man of the Moran warrior class. Among the Maasai of Kenya and Tanzania, throat singing is a revered practice, especially among the warrior class known as Morans. Upon circumcision just before teenagehood, all Maasai men are expected to become Morans. Maasai people are originally pastoralist cattle keepers living in close proximity to wild animals. The Morans would protect their communities from both human and animal attacks, and as part of their graduation to prove their courage, they participated in lion hunts. Maasai men take after the lion in their music. They mimic the deep roar of lions through low guttural tones, creating a sound that both evokes awe and strikes fear and into all those who hear it. These deep, roaring sounds are usually interspersed with high-pitched chants, where the Morans speak praises, blessings, and courage to one another. For the Maasai, throat singing is a way to honor ancestors, celebrate victories, and strengthen communal bonds during ceremonies like the Unoto, where boys transition into Morans. The chant is often combined with a dance whereby the singer stands straight and, as a show of stoic power, jumps high into the air. The Moran standing behind Preacher Boy Sammie appears ready to do just that. The Moran's chant in the juke joint is a powerful counterpoint to Sammie's blues, its raw intensity mirroring the spiritual depth of the music. His presence ties Sammie's song to the warrior spirit, a reminder that music, like the Maasai's chant, is a form of resistance and survival, a way to assert one's place in the world against all odds, like the impending attack by Remmick and his army of vampires. As the Moran's movements fade into the background, a new sound rises, a plucking melodic twang that cuts through the air. It is a Simbingo player, his fingers dancing across the strings of an ancient instrument, a precursor to the greatly celebrated kora. The Simbingo, a stringed instrument played by griots in West Africa, particularly among the Manda peoples, is a vessel of history. Griots are the oral historians, poets, and musicians of their communities, tasked with preserving genealogies, epics, and moral teachings through song. The Simbingo player in the juke joint, with his weathered hands and soulful strumming, carries this tradition forward. His music tells of kings and warriors, of migrations and triumphs passed down through generations. In Sinners, his presence is a bridge to Preacher Boy Sammie, whose blues carry the same storytelling spirit. The Simbingo sound, with its haunting resonance, is a direct ancestor of the banjo, an instrument that enslaved Africans brought to the Americas, transforming it into the heartbeat of early blues and folk music. As the Simbingo player strums, his notes seem to guide Sammie's voice, connecting the juke joint to the griot firesides of Senegal and Mali. But this tradition doesn't end in 1932. The griot's legacy stretches into the future, echoing in the electric guitars of rock stars and the lyrical flow of modern hip-hop artists. The Simbingo player's presence reminds us that African music is a living tradition, evolving yet eternal, carrying stories across time and continents. The rhythm shifts, and a new mysterious figure emerges from the shadows. We see a Zaouli dancer, his face hidden behind a carved wooden mask, his body a whirlwind of motion. The Zaouli dance, born among the Guro people of Côte d'Ivoire, is one of Africa's most mesmerizing traditions. The mask, intricately painted and adorned with feathers, represents a spirit, often a female figure named Djembe, who embodies beauty and grace. In Guro culture, the Zaouli dancer is not merely a performer, but a vessel for the divine, channeling the spirit through rapid footwork and acrobatic spins. The dance is said to have been inspired by a young woman's beauty, her movements so captivating that they were immortalized in this sacred art form. In the Juke joint, the Zaouli dancer's mask glints in the flickering light, his feet a blur as they mirror the frenetic energy of Sammie's guitar. The crowd parts, awestruck, as if recognizing the otherworldly power of his performance. Across Central and West Africa, masquerades like Zaouli are more than spectacle. They are spiritual events, moments when the veil between the human and divine thins. The dancer's presence in Sinners connects the blues, a music born of pain and hope, to the African belief in spirits who guide and protect. As he spins, it's as if he's weaving Sammie's song into the larger story of African spiritualism, where the ancestral spirits are always one with the world of the living. Preacher Boy Sammie and all the dancers around him need all the protection they can get, since, attracted by the power of his music and lurking in the background, are Remmick and his vampires. As Preacher Boy Sammie's voice reaches its peak, the five figures, the Djembe drummer, the woman with coral beads, the Zaouli dancer, the Simbingo player, and the Maasai Moran, seem to converge, their traditions blending into a single, transcendent moment. The Juke joint erupts in holy fire as the spirits of ancient African traditions meet with the presence, pulled in by the very voice that also appeals to vampires. The Juke joint becomes a crossroads, a place where Africa and the Americas meet, where the past and present collide in an epic celebration of African musical heritage. So, what does this scene in Sinners tell us? It tells us that African traditions are not relics of the past, but vibrant forces that continue to shape our world. From the juke joints of 1930s Mississippi to the rap albums of today, these traditions live on, in the music we dance to, the stories we tell, and the ways we honor our roots. The next time you listen to a blues song, or see a dancer move with impossible grace, or hear a voice that seems to carry the weight of centuries, remember this moment in Sinners. Remember the djembe's pulse, the coral beads' glow, the Moran's chant, the Griot's Simbingo, and finally, the Zaouli's spins and quick footwork. They are all part of the same song, the same story, the same amazing spirit.
Thank you for joining us today on Timbuktu Tales as we embarked on this journey through the African musical traditions featured in Sinners. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Also, check out our other episodes on the music and mythology of Sinners. While at it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.